Well, welcome back to Tea with Peggy. I'm standing up so you can see my shirt. It says ban guns, not books. And that's kind of our topic for today. You see, depending upon how many of us vote and what we vote for, we'll have that exact choice to make. Guns have been responsible for so many, many deaths. First of all, the amount of mass shootings are now about double the amount of days in the year so far. Mass shootings being 3 or more people. Now, the famous ones, the biggest, we know the names. Most recently sticking out in my mind is Uvalde and Sandy Hook. Innocent children that were shot, so many of them, and the people that care for them, parents or teachers, and so many other shootings that there have been on family outings at festivals and concerts and fairs and that sort of thing. And the enormous amount of suicides over the past year or two, due in part, of course, to the awful pandemic, but also to the easy access to guns. I wonder how many of those people who gave away that gift of life would have done it if they had had to think for a few more minutes before they could have found the means to take away their life. We have that chance to change that with the election. That means each of us, every one of us, not just one or two of us, everybody has to get out and vote. And I'm going to tell you one story. My mother and I voted together the last time she was able to vote. You can see her here in this picture next to me. That's my mother, a woman of great dignity, a wonderful woman. And in the late 70s, my mother was quite ill, and was getting rapidly more ill as she grew older. But she called on election day, left a message saying, I hope you're on your way over because, today is election day. We'll have to go and vote. And so we went there, and my mother climbed 8 steps using her cane. This was about a year before she lost her legs. But at this point, she was still able to walk. But when we got to the desk and she went to sign in, she couldn't see the line to sign her name. It was a terrible shock to me, because I knew her vision was failing, but I didn't know that she was actually legally blind. And one of the women at the desk, we knew all these ladies because they lived in the neighborhood, leaned forward and said, Peggy, help your mother. And I said, here, Mama, there's the line. And she said, oh, that's fine now. I can sign as long as I see the line. And then the woman at the counter said, why don't you go in with your mother? Maybe you could help her a bit. And my mother said, oh, that'd be fine. Is that allowed? Because that would help me a great deal. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And so I went in with her, and I read off every name on the ballot as we went through it. And she would say things like, oh, vote for him. Okay. Yeah, he's an honest man, a family man. Oh, and yes, vote for that one. He's very good to the unions. And then the next one would be, oh, well, and vote for him because he was a veteran, a very good fella. Whatever your reasons are, you have a right to vote. And I think you have an obligation to vote. So thank you for having tea with Peggy. I hope you'll come back again. God bless.